Guy asked me to pay for half of my meal after I ejected him post date. Ooh, ouch. So it says this happened a few days ago. I, a 26-year-old female, went on a date with a 29-year-old man that I'd been talking to on Hinge for a week. Okay, that's pretty normal, and I think that's a good length. Been speaking on Hinge, hopefully not every day and too much, but he set a date within the week and they met up. Nothing worse than seeing a guy messaging and calling a girl for many weeks or even months and not asking her out. So it's good that you got her out on a date, see what she's all about, and see if this could be something more than just friendship. We decided to meet for lunch. That's not good. You should meet in the evening, much more romantic in the evening, and it can possibly lead to the bedroom if you play your cards right as a guy. Lunch dates just kind of gives me friendship vibes. So we went for lunch for the first day, and as soon as I saw him, he didn't look like his profile photos, and I was not attracted to him. Now, maybe this is savage, but I'd probably respect this more if she just said, "Hey, look, I really appreciate you coming out here. Maybe we can sit down and have a coffee, but yeah, you're just not my type, and I don't want you to spend any more money on me because I don't think this is going to go any further, so I don't want to use you for a foodie date." I'm guessing this girl didn't do that. I'm guessing she still sat down, let the guy paid, even though she knew that this guy was not her type and she was not interested in anything more than just friendship. Despite this, I wanted to give it a shot. Oh, come on. You know you have no interest in this guy. Straight away, you're like, this guy's not my type. Okay. Maybe she's a bit delulu and she thinks somehow her attraction's going to go up after eating a salad. Despite this, I wanted to give it a shot and still try to have a conversation to see if there's any connection. While he was really nice, so he's a nice guy. Surely that means you're going to like him, right? Nice guy who paid for your food. Can't go wrong. I just knew after the day there was no connection on my end. He paid for both of our meals and I offered to pay for my half, but he said not to worry about it and that he got it. Okay, fair play then. So she at least said, "Hey, I'll pay half." I respect that. At least you just didn't sit there quietly knowing that she had no interest in this guy and still letting him pay. However, ideally, I think she should have said, "Look, no, I insist. I want to pay for my half, and this is the reason why. I want to pay half is because I don't want us to go any further, and I respect you, and I respect, your money and your time, and I want to make it clear that, hey, I will pay for my half because this isn't going to go any further." Him paying for the date, he probably thought, "Hey, I'll pay for the date, and maybe we'll go on a second date." So I think she should have put her foot down, but I'm going to cut her some slack because at least she did say, "Hey, I will pay half." But he said, "No, no, no, I got this." Which is how it should be for a guy. You ask a girl out on a date. I'm still very traditional in that sense. Yeah, you pay for the first date. You pay probably for the second date. Then third date, let's see if she asks to pay for a third date. And then, hey, you can pay for the third date if you want. Not a big deal. He texted me afterwards later in the day asking how I felt, and I said I don't feel a romantic connection to pursue things any further. But I wish him well. So again, this is the issue here. Is like, why did you not tell him in person that you don't see this going ahead any further? Now I understand it from a safety point of view. If you're like worried about his reaction or you felt unsafe, that's completely valid. But you said he was a nice guy. And you didn't have like any red flags about him. So I feel like you should have told him in person instead of just sending it over text. I think that's pretty poor form. He texted me afterwards later in the day asking how I felt after I read that part. He says he messaged me back saying he felt the same as well, but here's the kicker. He said that I can Venmo him my half of the lunch so we can split the bill. I think that's completely valid. I don't know why she would have an issue with that. Like, that makes sense, right? Like, it didn't work out. Hey, can you just send me the other half? I think that's kind of fine. And maybe that's not a very popular view, but I think that's, yeah, completely valid. However, the issue is, I think he is a bit butthurt. Like, he actually probably did like her, and he's just saying, "Oh yeah, I felt the same." And now he's feeling a bit butthurt. He's a bit seething, and then he wants half his money back. So I think this is definitely coming from an emotion of anger from his point of view. But at least he's not like going crazy on her on the messaging, saying, "How dare you do this? You know, you use me for a lunch day and get all crazy." At least he's kind of, well, from what I can see, he hasn't like lost his cool over it. But what I would say from his point of view, look, I wouldn't ask her to half the money because I think it's always important to keep the door open because while she might not be interested in you now for whatever reason, women always come back. Well, most women always come back. So it's always good just to leave the door open. If she remembers that you had an okay day and you paid for a lunch date, she might always come back. She might need some attention one night when she's feeling a bit lonely. So always leave the door open for her. This guy obviously isn't thinking about the future. He's like, no, I just want my money right now, which is valid. What pisses me off is the fact that he first said he's got it covered, which I did offer to pay, to now say to pay him. Is this normal behaviour from men or anyone for this matter after getting rejected? I was truly shocked since this is the first time something like this has happened. I was taking a break from dating after this experience, which rubbed me the wrong way. I don't know why she's throwing her toys out of the pram over this. I don't think it's like that deep. It's just this guy's like, hey, I work hard. I don't earn a lot of money. I'm still quite young. I want you to pay the other half because this isn't going to go any further. We're not courting anymore. Send me £20, £15 for the lunch we had. I don't see a big issue with it. I don't know why she's like, oh my god, this rubbed me the wrong way. How dare you do this? Because we do live in like a equality society where men and women both work now. So I think it's kind of valid to ask for the other person to pay for the other half if it's not going any further. I would not have done it, but I don't know why she's getting all like cranky about it. So maybe this guy dodged a bullet in that regard. But like I said, if I was the guy, I would not have asked her. Like I'll just not reply to her and move on with my life. But hey ho, hope he got his money back. And yeah, good luck to both of them when it comes to dating. But yeah, I think she needs to cool off a bit. Anyway, that's all, guys. Cheers. See ya.